Welcome back. The Oklahoma Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, they need to rebrand the name, but we're seeing some disagreements in the media about their budget, what's needed. It's an important agency for people. We have some real high rates of mental issues in Oklahoma, mental health, and this is breaking into the open. What do we think about this?
Yeah, this has been on the forefront of my week, all last week. I'm the chairman of the Senate Health and Human Services Committee, and this is something that has been taking all of my time. We have had providers that have said they're not being paid, and I have said this before, if a provider's not being paid, then we're probably not providing services to people in Oklahoma who need them. Mental health is a big issue in our state. I don't think the funding hole is actually what they're saying. I do think that they have the money over there, probably in cash, probably in some revolving funds, and I don't believe that a supplemental should be necessary, and we are going to have to dig deep to try to find these taxpayer dollars.
Okay, what we just heard was news. That means that the executive branch and the legislative branch are going to be sideways, right?
Yeah, I would think they could be a little sideways, but this kind of goes back to something that we talk about a lot on the show, the difference between bureaucrats and elected officials. Bureaucrats that are hired to run state agencies, elected officials that are elected by the people to look into those agencies and see how that money's being spent. I do think this is one of those cases where the elected officials are looking into the agency and saying, wait a minute, we don't think that you're spending the money the way that you should be spending it, and that's an important thing. I mean, this is the checks and balances that our society gives us with elected office over bureaucratically run state agencies.
We'll wait to see what the bean counters say. That's what's going to be interesting next. Now, if you have been paying attention to the news, you know there's chaos in D.C. We have tariffs. We have the economy. We don't know which way it's going to go. The oil industry is going to be affected by this, that gross production tax that's so important to Oklahoma. The legislature has a challenge to craft a budget in about 2 months. Can they do it?
Yeah, so budget's going to come down to what we said at the beginning of session. Are we going to do a tax cut or not? Everything else is going to build into that budget from there. Many of you may have seen highlights of articles this week that talked about how the state of Mississippi cut their income tax to zero. Well, surprise, they didn't really do that. They just passed a bill that if they meet all these different triggers, that their income tax will go to zero, but probably not for 12 years. So you see a lot of the news, a lot of splash about cutting taxes, but it's really about the nitty-gritty. Are you taking money out of your budget or not? And if we take that money out of the budget, how will we build in the rest of the pieces? That's going to be the really important part over the next month and a half.
That will be important, Mr. Chairman. You just mentioned Senator Hall, Chairman Hall. There is a big, heavy lift coming to get to decisions that everybody agrees on, right?
Yes, and I know that we are working closely in the legislature, especially the Senate, with our House counterparts. There's two sides of this, and we are both trying to figure out what's the best path. Obviously, tax cuts are being pushed in some form or fashion. Do we have the money to do a tax cut? Do we have revenue as we're seeing it decline? Is there going to be enough for a tax cut? Do we have enough to fund our state agencies' core services? I think that there are so many uncertainty and more questions to come. And again, I keep going back to the federal delegation. Without us getting clear understanding of what they're going to send to Oklahoma, it could be a very difficult time here in the next 2 months.
It could be. By the way, I can't wait. Hawley and Smoot were defeated for re-election in 1934, and a president was elected whose main path was do away with tariffs. Okay, so I just spoiler alert. Hey, thanks for watching Your Vote Counts. See this again at news9.com and news on6.com, and follow me at Mitchell Talks.